Thank you so much for tuning in. So I have a very special guest today. This is Lenzi of H&G Photography, and I am going to ask her a couple of questions to help y'all figure out a photographer, how often you should, or how far in advance you should book them, how many days it takes to get back your pictures, all those questions that y'all have been asking me. I have an actual photographer to give you better information than me just making it up. So let's get started. So tell me, first of all, how long have you been in business?
I have been in business for 6 years now.
Oh, wow.
That's crazy.
It is, yeah.
6 years.
That's so fun.
6 years this June.
So what is your favorite part of shooting a wedding? What's your favorite moment?
I know the cliche answer is to say that looking at the groom and all that, and I love that shot. That's one of my favorites, but me personally, it's because of my job. It's the moment that you girls are about to walk down the aisle. I have, every single time, everyone starts lining up differently with the parents, you know, and everything. And I get just a moment with you where I either get to encourage you or pray with you or do something. So that's my funnest moment because it's only 30 seconds a minute right before you walk down, and
that's so sweet.
There's the eye connection with your photographer walking down, and you have a bond. It's such a bond.
That's so sweet. That's the best answer ever. I would have never thought that, but like now hearing you explain it, I'm like, oh my gosh, yes. Like that's such a good answer. Yep. Oh wow. Okay, so a lot of brides have been asking me after their wedding day, after you take the pictures, the wedding day's over, how long can they expect before they're going to get those pictures back?
The typical answer, and majority of photographers, are going to be 6 to 8 weeks. There's multiple reasons for that. Number one, a lot of photographers, wedding photographers, that's all they do. Me, I'm different. I do everything from babies to weddings. So I don't book more than 1 to 2 weddings a month. So for me, my turnaround is 1 week.
What?
Yes. And I don't even know if you knew that.
No.
But my turnaround is 1 week.
Wow.
I accidentally started that with my first wedding. I got so hyped on my first wedding. I turned it around in 24 hours because I just stayed up all night and was excited. And then, so it became habit.
Yeah.
So when people, even other photographers, they're like, it takes you 1 week. And I'm like, I'm so excited to get home and look at them and do them.
Yeah.
I've had a couple situations where it's like 2 weeks max, but that's, you know, stuff happens. Family happens, sickness happens, but my average is 1 week.
2 weeks is like nothing.
So most, I will be completely honest, most of the time you're going to get 6 to 8 weeks, but with me, you get 1 to 2 weeks.
To be honest with you, mine was 12. I got sneak peeks at 6 weeks and I didn't get my full album back until 12. So I'm sitting here like in shock, like,
yeah,
wow.
I do a sneak peek right after the wedding. So I go straight home and I tag you and the venue because it's just fun. It's so fun. And then you're like, I got a little taste of it. I can wait a week. Or I know many would say I can wait 6 weeks. That's just me.
Well, and if they're gone on their honeymoon for a week, by the time they get back, then
their
it's
pictures
like,
are done.
Yay, we get pictures.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. That's so fast.
I don't know what's wrong with me.
Yeah, right? And then another really good question we have is how far in advance do they need to book their photographer?
I personally would say 6 months to a year. When you start getting into that 1.5 year category, your preferences change. And sometimes they're the same and sometimes they're not. So your style of photography, just in general as the community, can change. I personally love that 6 months to a 1 year frame. I think it's a perfect time schedule.
Okay.
Especially to be respectful of photographers with other weddings. For some reason, everybody gets engaged at Christmas and they get engaged at Valentine's
Day.
So October, November dates are really booked very quickly.
Oh yeah, the venue too, October, November goes like fast. Oh yeah. Speaking of style, what is your style? Is it more like dark and moody, light and airy? How do you tend to edit those?
So this is what's really cool about mine is I'm somewhere in the middle. When I first started, I would have called it crazy edit because when I first started, it was definitely crazy. But I do tend to lean more on the light and airy, but with a pop of color. So I'm one of those that, like, if your flowers are a deep maroon, I want to catch the deep maroon without being dark and moody where you feel a heaviness. I still like the light feeling with the true colors. That to me is classic and what your grandkids are gonna wanna see, what you're gonna wanna see. So that's where I lean. And people like it, so I'll take it.
And we're gonna link her website below too, so that way y'all can see examples of her pictures, and I'll post some that she did here too, so that way y'all can see how she photographs in our venue. And then, do you suggest that people hire a second shooter?
Yes. Yes, 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 yes.
Straight up, yes.
Yes. And the reason I say that is I've shot a few weddings by myself, and I love it. There was nothing wrong with it. But there are angles that you just don't even think about when a second shooter is there. For instance, we were just talking before we interviewed. My husband is actually the second shooter. Sorry, I covered the mic. Is my second shooter with me. And so he's hanging out with the boys. I'm hanging out with the girls, which is awesome. But there were shots that I knew I wanted of a big aerial view, and he was downstairs and probably caught one of my most favorite dance shots ever. So you cannot go wrong by investing in a second photographer. And there's, like I said, there's some wedding photographers that we come with a second. I will tell you, I don't shoot without my second. Like, I just won't, because it's that valuable for you as the client.
Yeah, and I totally agree. I mean, like shots of you getting zipped up in your dress in the bridal suite and the guys getting buttoned up and stuff, like you definitely want those pictures. And so it's really nice to have a female and a male so that way you're comfortable with who's in each room too.
Yeah.
So that works out so perfect that y'all are a husband and wife team.
Yes, it's so fun. It turns into a mini date for us. And so every time, and I like, yet again, cliche, when the vows are being done, my husband and I make a certain point to look at each other during the rings part and say, I love you, because it is truly, you forget after a while. Like, and I've been married 8 years this year, and we're gonna do a 10-year renewal. We may do it here. But it's when you hear the vows over again and you see them get emotional and you realize their journey is starting and you think about yours, it just is like, I love you.
Gives you chill bumps.
Yeah, it's so fun. It's so fun.
Cute. I love that. I love that. Okay, so we know that you shoot weddings, but what about bridal photos and engagement photos? Can you do those too?
Yes. I have an all package is what I call it. So that would be your engagements, your bridals, 8 hours wedding coverage with 2 photographers.
Oh, wow.
And that's right at $2,800 plus tax. I know.
That's a deal.
I know.
That's a deal.
I know. And I can,
oh my gosh.
I can do it at that price because of just our ability. And I love it. Like, I absolutely love, because the brides get excited. They're getting great quality, a great deal, a great turnaround. But my brides end up becoming my family. So, and I'm at, I think that my next wedding will be 71 in 6 years. And so I can't tell you how many babies we've transitioned into. So that's what's fun about the wedding, is it actually really does carry on with my girls.
And we were talking earlier about she does baby photos too. Yes. So that's so cute that you can like shoot the wedding and then shoot the baby.
And then the baby on the wedding dress, and like then we all start crying, and it's awesome.
And it's like you get to be a part of that whole journey.
Yes,
that's
their whole
so
steps.
Cute.
Their whole steps.
Gosh. But that price, y'all, like, I feel like I got ripped off now because I paid double that, and I wasn't that thrilled with my pictures. They were okay, but they weren't like to die for, you know. And I've seen your work, and I'm just like, where were you when I got married?
I was trying to figure out my life is what I was doing.
Like, I needed you.
And I do 60 to 80 images per hour. So if you're at 8 hours, and yet again, you're not gonna print all 840 of them.
But it's nice to have them.
It's nice to have them. It's nice to know I'm getting a guarantee of 60 to 80 photos per hour for engagements, bridals, and then the wedding day.
Gosh, that's so nice.
Thanks.
You were being very generous with these prices and these deals. Like,
I love it. That to me is a score. If I do that, I just, and yet again, I'm like, what can I do to still love on you, but still make a living? Because this is my full-time job. Yeah. Complete full-time job. And obviously we've got my little one here behind the camera, which you don't see, but it is. This is a family affair, a family event, and I just love it.
Awesome. Okay, so what advice do you have for couples who don't know how to pose? So like engagement photos or after the ceremony when they're doing like family photos, what if they don't know how to pose? What do they do?
I am going to be completely honest. I pose you. I pose you because there is so much fear in what to do. And then you start researching Pinterest like you work for the FBI, and then it doesn't turn out the way that you want it. And so here's the truth, is every bride is gorgeous. Every bride is a different size. So that means every bride has a different pose. And that is our job to know what angle is gonna make you look the absolute best. So I literally come up and tell you, I want you to do this, I want you to do this. Now I do ask you, if there's something you're dying for, send it to me. Let's try to make it work, but still let's make it our own. There's no reason to copy anybody. Let's make it our own. And the guys absolutely love going, tell me what to do. Where do I put my hands? What do I? So
what do I do with my hands?
Yes, I pose you completely to take that fear and that stress away.
That's so nice, yeah.
Yes.
And then that helps get the best angles and the best photos, because I mean, I don't know what my good angles are.
Exactly.
So like, it's nice to have someone to tell you like, hey girl, you're gonna look best if you do this.
Yes.
Like, I like the advice.
Absolutely.
Awesome, perfect. So how many hours do they get you for the day of the wedding?
For the day of the wedding, I normally shoot either a 6-hour day or an 8-hour day. There are those that want 12-hour coverage just because that's what they want, or they know a friend that did it. And that is really a personal preference thing. I have learned that 8-hour time slot is the sweet spot where I'm catching everything from the beginning to the end. And it's just, that's almost just perfect.
Yeah.
So at 8 hours, I'm like, let's do it.
Awesome. And then what do you like best about photographing here at Hidden Creek?
Oh, the many things I have to say. Let me say this. I got this place the first time by semi-accident. One of my close girlfriends was getting married and had an issue with her photographer. And she called me 2 weeks. I don't even know if you know this. You may.
No.
She called me 2 weeks before the wedding and was like, can you do it? And I was like, I was dying to do your wedding. I didn't want to push it. I didn't want to say anything. And I really leave a lot of that up to God, especially when it comes to the friends, because they know you're a photographer. Yeah. So when you get that outreach, I'm like, I don't care if it's 2 weeks before or you know, 8 months before. So anyways, I was nervous. I was excited because I only had 2 weeks. I didn't get to come do bridals here. I didn't get to come walk the venue first. It was like, all right, we're gonna do it. And guys, I have shot all around North Texas, Oklahoma, Colorado. This is the legit spot of everything.
Thank you.
And so I'm gonna go on my rant real quick is what I'm gonna do. What I have absolutely loved about this place is whether you want something that is extremely elegant feeling or you want something all the way to country chic, it's able to be fit with how they have designed the place. If you want the big outside spot, if you want the inside spot, it really encompasses everything you could want. And that is hard to find. And I have shot at a lot of big name venues and I still feel like I'm home here. And that to me is where, and Brett, when I first shot that first wedding, Brett loved on me and cared for me as a vendor. And I know, speaking on behalf of vendors, when you can gel with the leadership of the venue plus the leadership of the team, it's magic. There is such a chemistry that has to flow behind the scenes that you don't even know. And when a photographer or a videographer or caterer can walk in and know, I'm in a safe spot, I'm in a loving spot, I'm in a secure spot, we can produce the best work that we have because of you guys.
I did not pay her to say
No, she didn't. She had no clue.
You are so sweet. Thank you.
I love this place.
Thank you. We love you. But yeah, I mean, it's true what she's saying. Like, I feel like when the vendors all gel together, we do a better job.
Yep.
And I think it makes the wedding go like effortlessly perfect because we know each other, we vibe together. It's almost like we can just read each other's minds sometimes of like,
just looking.
I know.
Yeah, what do you need? And you're like, I need that, and they know. And
it's
then we become family behind the scenes. And it's like, I've got this special girl that I'm sending to you, you know, take care of her, love on her. And it's so nice as a vendor to send someone somewhere that you know they're going to be taken care of. And Hidden Creeks completely does that.
You are
by
so
far none
sweet.
the best.
Thank you. Speaking of family, can we meet your daughter?
Come here, Vanna. Come here.
Come here.
Bring your feather. Come here.
Let's see your feather.
So here at Hidden Creeks, we have feathers.
Yes.
Oh, can I
show the camera?
Show the camera your feather. Here, she wants to ask some questions. Let's talk, shall we?
Can I ask you a question?
So yes, ma'am.
So, do you love your mama? You do? What's your favorite thing about your mama?
What's your favorite thing
Is it
about
her
me?
hair? Is it her smile?
Her snuggles.
She gives good snuggles. Oh, is your mama funny? She's funny. Are you funny?
Very.
Yeah.
So this is the other half assistant photographer. So Savannah, when I had been in business, I had been in business. Look at the camera. I had been in business. Can you do a pretty model smile? Oh. I had been in business for a year and got pregnant with her. And so I didn't know if my business was going to keep going or not. Sit up, baby. And we'll find it in just a minute. We'll find it in a minute. And what's really cool is, Savannah, what does Mama take pictures of? What do you call them? My princesses. And so she comes to either engagements or bridals with me. Sit right here, baby. And she comes to engagements or bridals. And most of the time she comes to bridals so she can look at the dress. And don't we? And we have opinions about what dresses we love. But I have a book. I have a book of all of my brides with her. So by the time I retire, she'll have a picture with every one of my brides, right?
That's so cute. Can
you tell them bye-bye?
Oh my goodness.
Bye-bye. All right, go see Miss Paige. There you go. We'll find it in a minute.
Perfect. Oh, it's right there.
There you go.
And she has already announced, by the way, that she's getting married here. So
Mama better get a discount. No, I'm playing. I'm playing. Yeah, we love it.
So she has already announced that the Twinkle Lights is where she would like to get married.
Mama's fine with it.
So we already have a plan.
Yes, we do.
Thank you so much for being here and answering all of our questions that we have. If y'all have any other questions, she is going to be at our open house with her hubby.
Yeah.
So you can come meet them in person, ask questions, get to know them, book with them, all that kind of good stuff at our upcoming open house.
Savvy will be there. I think we're just going to let her come do the handouts is what we're going to do.
You should. That would be
the
so
whole
cute.
family unit at Hidden.
Oh my gosh, that'll be so fun. We'll have to get pictures of her like in the bridal suite and on the stairs and everything.
Yes.
That'll be so cute. Well, thank you for being here and thank y'all for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye. Bye.